Welcome back to the 9th episode of Inside the Huddle, the show where we take you beyond the game into the lives of Alcorn State's finest student athletes. I'm your host, Franklin Rogers, and on each episode we're going to get up close and personal, talking sports, struggles, and the stories that make our athletes who they are both on and off the field. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me. My name is Kaylin White. I'm a criminal justice major here at Alcorn. This is my first semester as a senior, and I'm in class of 2026.
Class of 2026, so you'll be graduating in the spring.
Yes.
And track and field, like you said, is also a spring sport.
Yes.
So how do you feel about going into your senior season?
I don't know. I just feel like I have a lot of emotions. Like, I feel like it's just gone by so fast. Like, they say, like, high school is fast, college
is way faster.
But yeah, college, I think, has just sped by. Like, it just feels like I've been here for 2 years. Like, it feels like yesterday I was just moving in as a freshman, and now I'm going to have to pack it all up, like, next semester.
That's crazy. So you said 2026, so you graduated high school in 2022, and you've been here all 4 years? So tell me about that. Where are you from again?
I'm from Tucson, Arizona.
Tucson, Arizona. So we got another out-of-state athlete, first person in 9 episodes that's from Arizona.
Okay.
So tell me a little bit about the trek from, out west all the way to Mississippi. How'd you end up here?
So I knew coming out of high school, I knew I wanted to go to HBCU. I knew I wanted to change the scenery because my dad's in the military. I've lived in Tucson for 18 years of my life.
Okay.
So I just knew that, like, I wanted something new. And I wanted to go to school in Texas or just in the South. I just wanted, like, a change of scenery, just a change of culture and all of that.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's how I ended up here. Some of my choices were Southern, Jackson State, and then Alcorn.
So I'm sure, you say you wanted a change of scenery. Not only is a change of scenery, I'm sure, from the cactus and the desert,
Right.
but also, it's a lot different here culturally and demographically here in South Mississippi than it is Tucson, Arizona. So as someone who is from Arizona and, fact check me if I'm wrong, I don't think there's many HBCUs in Arizona, Nevada, California, Washington, like that part of the country. So someone who is, a woman of color coming from Arizona and Tucson probably being a predominantly white area, why did you always feel like you wanted to come to HBCU?
I just feel like sometimes I felt out of place, like, in school. And
I can relate a little bit.
Yeah, because there's like just I feel like as much white people as there is, there's also a lot of Hispanics. But I just felt like out of place. Like growing up, I was like one of 2 people of color in my class. So I just wanted to just feel not that I didn't feel included, but I just like I don't know. I can't necessarily relate to everything that like they go through or things that they're interested in. So I just wanted like the feeling of like fitting in or being surrounded by people that look like me.
Yeah, and that's also. It's not like. Kind of have the same experience as a white person going to HBCU, from the Midwest. I grew up with pretty much all white people. Had the occasional Hispanics, occasional blacks, the occasional Japanese and Asians, but it really was all white neighborhood, all white sports teams. And coming here, it's like, wow, it's a huge culture shock. And I'm not saying there are things I don't like. There are things that I do like, but it is just different, especially coming from 2 different parts of the country where different weather, different climate, different food, different everything. Tell me a little bit about the biggest differences. It could not just athletically, but just anything as just a person, as a student here, like that you noticed like off the jump.
I just feel like everyone here is a lot nicer. Like everyone here is just like
so hospitality.
It's like I've always heard of it, but I've never experienced it. But coming down here, like it really is true. Like the people are a lot more welcoming, and like they're so like much more willing to help you. Or like if because there'd be times I look lost and someone will come up to me like, hey, like, are you looking for this? Like, I can help you.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm just going to go ahead and, because I had a question that kind of had to do with HBCU and track and field. And, now that I was going to ask it later in the segment, but I really want to ask it now. What does it mean to you as a female athlete that attends an HBCU in track and field? And have you faced any unique challenges because of your gender and because of the fact that you are a participant in the realm of HBCU sports?
I feel like I haven't faced any adversities. I just feel like any adversities that we face, I feel like when it comes to sports and HBCUs, I feel like they're not like necessarily as funded as like the next PWI, like Mississippi State, Ole Miss. Like we're not as funded, so we kind of have to make things work or just make something shake with what we have. And I feel like we do that, but I just feel like it's a lot more fun, and I feel like I wouldn't have wanted to experience it any other way. I'm glad to be a part of the population of young Black women just in
Yeah.
sports. I don't know, like, it just, to me, I feel like it's more fun. Like, we're able to, the unity that we make as a team, we're genuinely sisters.
Yeah.
So I feel like that just makes everything better. But I feel like sometimes, like, when it comes to meets and stuff, like, sometimes, like, with HBCUs, like, we don't get our gear as early and stuff like that. So sometimes being, like, under-equipped can play part.
Of course.
You know, if you look good, you feel good. But if you don't have necessarily everything you need, it's hard to perform, like, to, like, your top ability.
What advice would you give to young girls and really just young women of color that are looking up to you and maybe also want to go to HBCU and want to perform at the highest level? You know, what advice can you give them to excel in the sport?
I feel like you have to believe in yourself. If you're not gonna like if you don't believe in yourself, you can't, like, no one else can believe in yourself for you. But I feel like I always encourage everyone, like, go to HBCU, like, go branch out, do something different.
I'm sure people are probably like thinking like, this girl's crazy, like,
Right.
it's Arizona, like, what the heck is HBCU? Like, it's so different.
Right.
It is.
But, like, my dad, his friends, they have younger children. I always tell them, like, look into a HBCU. Even if you go and you transfer, at least you can say that you tried
Get
it.
the experience.
But I feel like, I don't know, I'd rather have regrets of, like, I'd rather not regret not experiencing something than just experiencing it and then you just didn't like it, you know? But
That's a great perspective.
right, because, I mean, no one wants to live a life of regrets, but I feel like if you're able to have these different experiences, I feel like they also help shape you as a person and help, you know, build your personality and just change your perspective on lives and different situations that you can go through. But I encourage everyone to go to branch out, or even if you don't want to go to HBCU, just going somewhere in a different region. Different people.
Yeah, I
different
preach
culture.
that huge.
Yes.
The opportunities that we are given as athletes. Thankfully,
Yes.
fortunately,
Right.
you know, a lot of schools that reach out are probably schools that aren't in the state that you were born
Exactly.
in. So even if you don't go to HBCU, just get out. There's so many people here at Alcorn, so many people here on the team that have never been on an airplane.
Exactly.
I've never been
Right.
anywhere north of Memphis or anywhere east of Atlanta. It's
Right.
kind of like a bubble here in this part of the country where I feel like, and that's also just feeds into the tradition of the South. There's so many traditions and everything's so deep rooted in family, you know, sports. If you are born and raised in Mississippi, you're going to Ole Miss. You're going to Mississippi State. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're not good enough to play in the SEC, which is like, you know, the most coveted, as a football player, the most coveted, you know, football conference in the country, ain't nothing wrong with the Big Ten or the Pac-12. You know what I'm saying? So it's different. And I think that's a big thing that you have perspective, but it's also because you came from a different place.
Right.
So what are some things that, speaking off of perspective and the way that you have completely changed your outlook on life as a young woman, but why has it happened because you've gone to an HBCU, you feel like?
I just feel like because the people I encounter are just completely different.
Yeah.
So the way that you interact with people is definitely different than the way I interact with people at home. And I just feel like, I don't know, I feel like being surrounded by nice people, it kind of softens your heart and allows you to be more nice and more open to the ones around you. You're more willing to help people. And kind of like my teammates, some of my teammates, they came from Chicago. But, like, I love helping them. Like, if they need help, I'm more than happy to help you. I'm more than happy to assist you. Guide you to the right people, or just do whatever I can to help make your life easier. And I just feel like that, I don't know, like, I love to just help people now. Like, I just love to giving hand whenever I can.
That's awesome. Always be a servant. That's awesome. What do you feel like the community is like here? You know, especially as someone who kind of came in, didn't really know what she was doing, had to get adjusted to the sports team. How do you feel like that? Not only the sisterhood of your teammates, but just the community of Alcorn, you know, Lorman, you know, all the alumni coming and supporting us, the great support staff we have from our professors and coaches.
Right.
What do you just feel like that maybe, do you think it's because of it's an HBCU and maybe the close-knit and the family?
I think so, and then we're not in the city, like, we're far, so it's like, if we don't have each other, we have no one. So I feel like the way that we're not isolated, but we are separated, like, we're not in the city, so I feel like we have to fall back and rely on one another. And we have to be there for one another. And I feel like if we were in the city, it'd kind of be different, and people would be more independent and not, like, close knit. But I think because we're secluded, like, we have to be close knit.
Yeah.
So I just feel like we have no other option. But I love it, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I just love it.
It's a good thing you love it because you love it, you hate it. Because we are out in the middle of nowhere. If we were in the city, you can make friends with people that live in the city but don't go to your school.
Exactly.
Here, it's like if you're finding friends that are living in Lorman but don't go to Alcorn, like, let me know because I haven't seen it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So what initially drew you to track and field, and then how did you also find your specific event? Because there are so many events within the sport.
So when I originally came, I was signed at soccer, and I was signed with track and field.
Yeah.
And then I tore my ACL, and I was like, I don't want to have to go back. I don't want to have to risk like re-injury or any of that. So then I just went full-time track, and originally I was a jumper, and I had fun with that. But then my coaches, like, they just saw like how big I was and just like my physical shape, and they're like, I think you should try. I'm a heptathlete, or it's also known as multi. So I have to do 7 events.
Wow.
I have to do indoor. I have to do the 60-meter hurdles. I long jump. I high jump. I throw a shot put, and I have to do the 800. And then outdoor is 100 meter hurdles, the 200-meter dash, javelin, shot put, high jump, long jump, and javelin.
So everything, you just do it all. But that's awesome.
Yes.
I mean, if you're good enough to be recruited to the collegiate level to play 2 sports,
Right.
might as well just play 1 sport and then just do all the events.
Exactly.
I mean, because I'm sure you were really spreading your time then playing soccer and doing track.
Yes, it was definitely hard.
That's
and
a
then because then like I'm with soccer fall,
Yeah.
and then I have to transition and then be the team for the spring. But I feel like the transition was also hard because it's 2 different teams, 2 different environments.
Yeah.
I'm going from an all-girls team to a guys and girls team. So just having to shift and then like finding out people's personalities and just seeing how I can get along with them. That was also hard, so I was glad.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
But you've done such a great job throughout it all.
Yes.
Like all your teammates, some say great things about you. Everyone knows, oh, she's awesome, she's this, she's that. You know, speaking of the word team, track and field, it can be a very individual, you know, sport within the team sport at times, but it also relies teamwork because you have relays, you're training together in practice.
Right.
How do you balance your individual performance with the overall team dynamic?
That's a good question. Like, I know for me, because last year I was the only person doing the hep, so it's just like,
Okay.
like, I don't know, I just have to, not that I have to fend for myself, but I mean, I'm competing in practice, I'm competing with the sprinters, and then I have to go compete with the jumpers, and I have to go compete with the throwers. So I just feel like I just have to make sure that I'm not going against anyone else but myself. I mean, obviously, I'm going to compete, and I'm going to push myself, and I'm going to, try to hit PRs and do the best that I can. But I mean, we all cheer each other on. I like the team aspect. We all cheer each other on, but at the end of the day, like, your performance is based on, how you do.
It's just how you do.
Right. So, like, how you push yourself in practice is gonna, like, you're gonna see the results if you push yourself in practice.
So how do you mentally prepare for a big competition to meet? Like you're saying, it is a team event. I'm sure you can hear your girls and your guys on the sidelines cheering you on, but at the end of the day, it is just you.
Right.
It's not like how it was with soccer. You got to have the girls in the field.
Right.
Everyone's pat. So how do you, kind of just get ready the day before, 10 minutes before? Like, are there any, rituals or techniques just to kind of keep you calm and collected before, the gun goes off?
No, I just try to read, like, my Bible the night before, just try to journal. I just try to keep, like, as little things on my mind as possible. Because I just want to be, like, there in the moment. Cause I feel like if my head is in different spaces, my brain gets clouded and I can't focus and do what I need to do. Like, during outdoor, I just tried to stay calm. I went to bed early.
Yeah.
Woke up early, was just listening to music while I was getting ready. But I just try my best to stay calm. I don't eat a lot because I don't want my stomach too full. But I don't know, I just try to focus because with the hep, it's like you can't focus on any event but the event
You're
that you
literally
have.
just
Right.
slammed to the wall.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so
I can't imagine.
Yeah, so if I have to hurdle, like, hurdling has to be my focus.
Yeah.
Like, you can't think about the other events. You can't think about the events to come. You can't think about the past events. Like,
One event at a time.
Literally, it's one event at a time.
27 events you do in one day.
Yes.
Who are some people that you look up to in the sport, and just who motivates you, specifically track and field athletes?
That's a good question. Like, Masai Russell, because hurdling, it was one of my weaker events. It's becoming one of my stronger events. But just seeing her and just seeing her progression, because she, everyone has to start somewhere.
Yeah.
So she wasn't necessarily the best hurdler, but now she's the world's best.
Look at her.
Exactly. So it's just just seeing her investing in herself and continuing to put in the work and not listening to what people have to say.
It's awesome.
Right. I feel like that has really helped me.
Yeah.
And just
Any
perfect
athlete
my
can
craft.
kind of take that away.
Right.
Kind of going down to the last 2 questions. If you could get a gold medal in any event, one gold medal in any event, what event would it be? Because obviously, you know, the Olympics, track and field, that's a dream, I'm sure, if you'd be in Olympics. If you,
Right.
But you do, you know, all of the events, I'm sure, you know.
Right.
But what is one event that you're like, I could be a gold medalist in?
That's a good question. I don't know, because I like my jumping events.
Yeah.
So I think if I was, I don't know, I feel like I'd pick high jump.
Okay.
Because I feel like I don't know, I feel like high jump is such a unique event.
Yeah.
Like, especially when you think about the technicalities that go into it. So I feel like I just like that, yeah.
This girl got hops, for sure. So, found this online, you know, as I was kind of coming through my questionnaires and then picking, you know, the things I want to talk about, the things I wanted to, you know, kind of bring on the show.
Mm-hmm.
I know that with track and field, it is indoor and outdoor.
Mm-hmm.
But with the upcoming indoor track and field schedule, December 5th, the
Yes.
Birmingham Southern Icebreaker in Birmingham, Alabama is your
Yes.
first meet.
Mm-hmm.
And then January 9th is UAB Blazer Invitational. So you're going to be in December. You're going to be in Birmingham a lot this week. But
Yes.
to all the people out there that, you know, are watching track and field, whether I think it's on HBCU Go or there's what other media outlet presents, you know, whatever, how do I say the words? Presents the media for y'all. You know, I don't know if it's on film or, I mean, I'm sure if you're competing with bigger schools, it'll be televised somewhere.
Right.
So you have January 16th, 17th is Vanderbilt International Nashville.
Yes.
January 30th and 31st is the Robert Platt Invitational Houston, Texas. Mm-hmm. And then February 21st, 22nd, SWAC Championships will be held in Birmingham, Alabama. And hopefully, but when you do well, when you win,
right.
you will be competing in the NCAA Championships in Fayetteville, Arkansas, March 16th and 17th.
Yes.
Hopefully you can bring home a national title.
Right.
Well, thank you, ma'am. I appreciate you for coming on the show. I appreciate you taking time out of your day. I know we're super busy, you know, having to track people's schedules and down. It's a bigger headache than you think. But seriously, good luck to you. Good luck to your team. Good luck to Alcorn. I will not be here physically in the spring on campus, but I will be cheering you on.
Thank you.
Best of luck to y'all. And to all the viewers out there, this is the end of the 9th episode of Inside the Huddle. I'm your host, Franklin Rogers, and we'll see you next week.